Oh, hey, it's Brendan from WP Speedfix. I have a really short video here. I'm going to try and keep it short. We've been getting this problem a lot actually in the last month, so I thought I'd make a video for it. We're getting clients with fake orders in WooCommerce. We see this kind of come in waves. We just had a ticket in the system this morning for a customer that had this. 3 pages of fake orders in his WooCommerce site. And you can see here that the orders are coming in quite frequently. This is overnight for an Australian store that does, I think, 5 orders a day on average. So you can see here they're all for $1.07. So typically these malicious orders, they're basically bad actors, malicious actors testing fraudulent or stolen credit card details to see if they work. So that's why they're like so low amount, because they're testing $1 to see if it works. This is a huge problem, obviously, for a lot of different reasons, but particularly if you've got 3PL, so third-party shipping, because if any of these orders are successful, they'll probably be shipped. So if this happens over a weekend, those orders will go into the shipping queue and may get shipped before you even see them. So it can be a massive problem. It's just, it's a nuisance anyway, and can also be a problem for your merchant facility. If you're getting a lot of this stuff, they might be unhappy with it and shut you down. So some simple steps to fix it. Let me talk these through. So actually, I'll add another one here, Stripe Radar. I didn't have that in the original list I made, but okay, let's talk about it. Turn on rate limiting in WooCommerce. So WooCommerce does have a feature for some rate limiting, but it probably won't do much for this kind of scenario because the orders are not coming through frequently enough. You see here, there's a handful per hour. The rate limiting, here's the doc here I'll link you up to, but you can access it under, here, where did it say? In the WooCommerce backend, go to WooCommerce, Settings, Advanced, Features, Enable Rate Limit, Checkout, and Store API. This will only work if they're really rapidly, aggressively hitting the cart and checkout, and they're probably not. You'll see here that it'll lock the cart, so it only accepts a request, 3 requests per 60 seconds. So in this instance, as you can see, the orders are not coming through frequently enough for that to even work. But it's, if you don't have heavy API or cart action on your site, then it's worth turning that on anyway, just in case. It doesn't hurt. It's an extra security feature. So turn that on. Like I said, it's not going to do much for this scenario most of the time, but it doesn't hurt to turn it on. This one here, implementing Cloudflare and filtering traffic outside your home country or target country. This is very effective. It also generally will boost the security of the site and make you less of a soft target. There is some messing around to get this to work, and it is not going to work if you are shipping worldwide. So if you're shipping worldwide, it may not work, but you should use Cloudflare anyway, because it will add a layer of security to block kind of the garbage scrapers and crawlers. If you're only shipping to certain countries, just filter outside those countries or continents. So you can filter, for example, outside Europe. So you can do the filtering on country or continent or lots of different variables. If you go to our website, there is a blog post already on this, Cloudflare firewall rules for WordPress, and you'll see here there is one to filter traffic outside your target country. So basically, you add this rule in. You can see here, I'll just see if I can enlarge this. No, it doesn't get any bigger. Okay, so capture foreign traffic. So in this case, in this example, we're filtering outside North America, so Canada and US. We want to let known bots in. So we don't want to block Google crawlers or AI crawlers or anything like that. So we let them in. So if they are not a known crawler or known bot, we let them through. If they are a known bot, we let them through. And we want to add exclusions for these as well. So this folder or this path typically is required for SSL certificates, especially on WordPress. So this says do not contain or does not contain, so it's cut off a little bit there. And also we don't want to block uptime monitoring. So just keep in mind, if you add this rule, it's going to need some adjusting, as it may block genuine stuff that is interacting with your site. So in this case, in this example, we don't want to block uptime monitors. So this again does not contain uptime in the user agent. If you're using third-party tools for things like order management or shipping, things like that, you may need to add more stuff into this rule. So my suggestion would be, if you're DIYing it, add it and just be mindful that it might break stuff, and then go into Cloudflare and look at the log and see what it's blocking, and then you can expand this rule. So usually user agent is probably the way to unblock stuff. So if you have a particular piece of software that's accessing the site or APIs or something like that, adding it in here into this rule will let it through and stop blocking that. So just be mindful, if you do add this, it may need some fiddling, but it's usually very effective. It'll also make the site more robust against other types of attacks as well, negative SEO attacks and just other crawlers and scrapers and other types of garbage that typically are seeking out WooCommerce sites to do all sorts of malicious stuff on them. Okay, so that's that. Use Cloudflare and then use a fraud plugin. So there's a couple of options here. This one here is free for 500 orders or 500 orders a month. Fraud Labs Pro is very good for a small business website. In this case, this site would be under that 500 orders a month, 5 to 10 orders a day. It will do a whole bunch of stuff to block fraud orders and repeat orders and blocking like multiple orders per IP address. Generally, a lot of these fraud plugins are doing the same thing in slightly different ways. So they're all much the same. Some of them have big databases of basically malicious IPs that they filter on. But yeah, so this would be a good starting point if you have a little site or you're not making much money from your site. This would be a good one to start with. And then there's a paid plugin on the WooCommerce site, anti-fraud for WooCommerce, that's a bit more advanced. And you can see here all the different options if you click through. So there's things like, does the location of the order match the order details or shipping details, all sorts of stuff like that. There's even stuff that these plugins do, like if, for example, you are shipping to Western countries and the order comes in and all the order information is in lowercase, that could also be a flag that the order is malicious. But those would be the two options. This one is slightly more advanced, but they're essentially the same thing. So I'd say try the free one first. If you have a low amount of orders, see how that goes. If it's not doing what it needs to do, then look at some of the paid options. And then the last one is Stripe Radar. So if you're using Stripe for payment, which you may not be, you may be using the WooCommerce payment integration, but Stripe does have an add-on called Radar that will block fraudulent orders as well, but there is some cost involved there. So you probably want to try the fraud plugin first before going with Stripe Radar. So that's it. I said I'd keep this video short, so I think that's only 5 minutes long. If you need help with your site, head over to our website, wpspeedfix.com. We specialize in site speed and technical SEO. On our website, you'll see there's a free audit there. You can request help, and there's a bunch of free tools as well. Free SEO audit, free Core Web Vitals report for site speed, free WordPress site speed test that uses AI to give you all sorts of recommendations, telling you how to improve your site speed. All those are no opt-in required. They take 60 to 90 seconds, completely free, so give them a go. And then we have our mailing list, Simple Not Obvious, which has a lot of good stuff like this. You can see the past newsletters there. There's a lot of really useful stuff for making your site perform better, faster, better SEO, all that sort of jazz. So anyway, if there's anything else you need, get stuck, have any questions, just post in the description below, comments below. Cheers.